Best Buy is reporting Thursday before the bell. Best Buy, I like to keep an eye on for two reasons. One is, it's another one of those companies, kind of like a Home Depot and Lowe's, just to a little lower extent, telling you kind of how the economy is doing. I mean, when the economy is in a really bad place, Best Buy numbers are horrible. Look at Best Buy numbers, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, bad. And then as the economy started to come back to life, Best Buy numbers came back to life, right? And you look at obviously Best Buy in 2021, and stock's doing great, company's doing great, and now it's not doing so well, right? They expect to have revenues go down double-digit percentage, over 10%. We'll see what happens there. But the second reason why this is an important stock for me personally to pay attention to is because of another stock I own, and that is Corsair Gaming. Corsair Gaming has been doing actually really well in terms of stock price. It's up about 42% year to date. This stock bottomed around summertime, fall time of 2022, and ever since then it's just been up and away. This stock bottomed, it was like 10 something dollars a share, and it's almost doubled up from that bottom now at this point in time, right? So Corsair, really important. Best Buy is really important to Corsair, obviously through the Corsair brand, the Elgato brand there. And if Best Buy numbers are really awful and their guidance is really awful, it could actually put a damper on Corsair and actually bring the stock price down next week, depending upon what happens with those numbers Thursday before the bell. Ulta, and sometimes you can actually, sometimes you can actually, like if you really want to get in the activity and you really need that activity, you can play indirect plays like this. So basically meaning, if you're expecting Best Buy to come in with really horrible numbers, you think the stock's going to tank, but you don't really want to play Best Buy, you could play something like puts on Corsair. Vice versa, if you expect Best Buy to have really good guidance, to say really good things, you could play like, short-term calls on Corsair, because usually the discrepancy in terms of how much you're expected to pay for those options is really low on an indirect stock, because people aren't expecting Corsair to move huge this week because they're not reporting earnings. They've already reported earnings, right? But a lot of people are expecting, obviously, Best Buy to move huge. So what you have to pay in terms of the premium for those options is obviously a pretty huge amount compared to something like a Corsair, which, you might have to pay a 2%, 3% type premium on out of the money options there. So just something to keep in mind if you really feel like you need to get in some activity or something like that in the short term, which I don't suggest. That's usually not a good thing. Just focus on long-term opportunities out there, okay? Some people, got to keep it interesting, right? Ulta Beauty's reporting Thursday after the bell. Really important one, obviously, I own Honest. I own Elf, right? Two companies that sell into Ulta. Honest is kind of new to Ulta. Elf's a decent-sized player in Ulta overall, so it's an important company for me to pay attention to. The interesting thing about Ulta, this stock's performed better than Amazon, Netflix, Meta, and many of the other most popular, biggest companies in the world over the past 5 years. That's crazy. Such a simple business model. I mean, they sell makeup, beauty products. And, the fact that stock has outperformed some of these other crazy famous companies just shows you there's opportunities all over the market. And you just got to look for those opportunities. It doesn't have to always be the craziest business idea or something like that. So I'm going to keep an eye on there. Okay. By the way, if you're wondering, the current CEO of Foot Locker, who's been there for, a few months now at this point in time, she actually used to be the CEO of Ulta from about 2013-ish. Through about 2021. So that's one of the other things that gives me a lot of confidence in Foot Locker over time is, I watched what Mary Dillon did at Ulta, and it was just amazing. And, hopefully she can work some of that magic on Foot Locker over this next few years. In terms of the bot, which is an exciting opportunity for Tesla, no doubt, over the next, 10, 20 years, how much value do I assign personally for the bot? Okay. For me, zero. Absolutely zero. That's just one of those crazy call options for Tesla. Like, if this works out, that's massive. But I personally assign zero value to that, because at the end of the day, that's would be an incredible technology if they pull it off, but are they going to be able to pull it off? And if they are, how much are those things going to cost? What are they going to be able to actually do and achieve for you, right? So from my standpoint, I actually think the biggest thing for Tesla is just the marketing. I think it's going to be cool marketing over the coming years for Tesla to market and get their name. Elon Musk is brilliant, man. Elon Musk is a genius at many things. Marketing, one of those, okay? Just because Tesla doesn't advertise traditionally on TV and things like that does not mean Tesla's not talked about. They're constantly talked about on the internet, between people, even in the mainstream. they're constantly talking about, because Elon is a master at marketing. And I think the bot is just one of those things. People are going to talk about this over the coming years. And every time Tesla shows it off, everybody's going to talk about, oh my gosh, you see Tesla? They're making Terminator bots that are going to come take us all out. It's just, it gets Tesla in the front of the conversation. Oh, look at how cool Tesla is. Oh, look what Elon Musk is doing. It's so neat, right? So that's where I'm at with that. Alrighty, folks. Now here's my ultra bull case. I have an ultra bear case. I have a bear case, my base case, bull case, and ultra bull case for the next 5 years, essentially, right? And here's what I have them doing. In 2027, for my ultra bull case, I have them doing about $569 billion in revenue. This would be basically a compounded growth rate on average of about 47% over the coming years, right? I have them doing just slightly better net income growth. So in the ultra bullish case, I have them doing about $105 billion of net income come 2027. And if you slap a 30 PE on that, we're at about just over a $3 trillion market cap at that particular time. Now, some might say that, if they're growing at those sorts of rates, a 30 is way too low. Maybe you should be at like a 50 or above. That would put it at a 5 trillion, 6 trillion, somewhere dollar type market caps if you're talking about 50, 60 PE on it, right? Which, if there's growing at those sorts of rates, you could justify it, right? But that's my ultra bullish case. My base case is here, much lower numbers in regards to that, much more conservative. But ultra bullish case, that's where I'm at. But some would actually look at my ultra bullish case that are Tesla shareholders, and I can tell you there's a lot of folks that probably feel those are too tame, actually. When it comes to self-driving, I feel like I have to always pull people down. Everybody assumes like this business is going to be huge and like super profitable right from the go, and I could see Tesla potentially it being a drag on earnings actually for years after they actually get into this and get it rolling and whatnot. And then there's going to be something that happens, man. Somebody's going to get hit by a car. Okay, it will happen. How do people take that? Or you know what do people care about more than humans? Dogs, okay? A dog's somehow going to get hit by a Tesla. It will happen, okay? Tesla won't be able to stop in time. It's going to run in front. It's going to get ran over, and the storylines are going to be everywhere. Tesla runs over a dog, okay? How is that taken? And I hope as humans we understand how many people die. Well, see, if people die on the road, but it's because of another human, we're very understanding. But if one person dies because of a machine, then all of a sudden we're going to second guess it and third guess it and fifth guess it into eternity, even if the car is far safer, the machine, than the humans, right? And so I think as a society, we're going to have to be a little smarter and a little bigger to understand, no vehicle ever will be 100% perfect. The main thing is with Tesla self-driving over time is that it's far better than a human, and it makes far less mistakes. Doesn't mean there can't be an accident that happens, but it's got to be far better, okay?